Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I've got some really exciting things that I'm going to be working on, and if you have seen my last couple of videos, you'll know that this is my project kind of for the year. I will be doing other things as well, but this is going to be an ongoing project, and that is the creation of this journal as from an altered book. And as I've mentioned before, it's an old novel with really nice pages. The paper is nice and thick and it has these decal edges. And in my previous video I put a whole new cover on it, and these labels that I created and are in my shop at Summer Bay Studio. And in my last video I did this, which is free in my shop, so go over there and you can just download it as soon as you fill in your name. So today I'm going to decorate these two pages using some different media. For example, I've got some paper, I've got some stick-ons, I've got some watercolor, and I'm going to be using all of them. I love combining watercolor with other things and other projects just because I think it's so versatile and can do a whole lot more than just paint a painting. So let's get started. So the first thing I need to do is measure this paper. I decided to do the inside page with this, and I'm going to just make a couple of measurements here and then cut it. So here's my page to fit inside this page, this paper. That's nice. And I recently found this corner rounding cutter. I don't know what you call that. In my craft things, and thought, oh, I had actually forgotten that I owned this. It's so fun to be able to find things that you forgot that you owned. And I love the look of a rounded corner, so I'm going to round these corners for old time's sake and just for fun. So this is going to go right in here. Now what I did was, with the glue, I have just this ordinary white glue that I bought at, I think, the dollar store, which is starting to be one of my favorite places. And I bought these little bottles as well because I wanted to have a smaller nozzle. Otherwise it kind of blobs all over the place, and I really didn't want that. So I'm going to just go around here with the glue. It makes a nice fine line then. Just put some in the middle, like that. Remember to put the lid on. And then I will just put it into place here carefully. It's just inside the page, the actual page size. So that way you can see a little bit of that old paper, which is really nice. I decided to make the theme for most of this month, I think, home. So that's going to be my theme for who knows how many pages. And because of COVID, most of us are at home anyway, I thought, let's actually celebrate the fact that we have homes, that even though that it's winter, we can be warm and dry in our homes, and also we can take time to make our homes beautiful since we're going to be in them a lot. And I found this also in my craft things, and I thought it's going to look really pretty here. Now, should I put it here in the middle? I think I like it here because I'm going to be adding something else. Let's just see if that's straight. Luckily I can measure against the dots. There. And I also have some fun little embellishments that I painted quite a long time ago, actually. And they're two different patterns here. One is teapots, and the other is little houses. So there's the teapots, and there's more houses than teapots, but I thought these would be fun in this journal, and particularly this month with the concentration on home. So I've chosen this blue one because, like I mentioned in my previous video, I decided to do kind of a color theme for a while, and I love color. I love what you can do with it, and I love watercolor in particular. So these are just little watercolors that I had around, and if you're interested in them, let me know and I'll put them in my shop or in the resource center for free on my website. So please leave a comment below and tell me if you'd like some. So for this one, I'm going to just place it down here in the corner. Yeah, I think that'll work. And I'm just using the glue stick on this one. Let's do this where you can see it. That would be a good idea. Try and get it even here with the dots on the page. There. Now, just to complete the idea of using home as the theme, I've got a rubber stamp here with the word home. I don't know if you can see that through the plastic, and I've got a blue stamp pad, and I thought I would just place this here. Like that. I feel like this needs just a little bit of embellishment, so I'm just taking this Pigma Micron pen in a 003, which is very fine, and I thought I would just make kind of a little design around this. I like it. This kind of represents a lacy frill. Super easy to do. I think that looks like lace. Now I have this little embellishment on my desk, which is actually quite stiff, so I'm just bending it a little bit, but I thought it would look nice right here, and the colors blend with the blues and the pinks in here. So I'm just going to stick this down, and I'm going to use tacky glue this time. Spread it around a little bit. Found these little spreaders at the dollar store, and they're so handy for spreading glue. You just have to wipe them off when they're still wet. So let's take this little one and just position it right there. Make sure it looks kind of straight. And I feel like I need just a little something right in there. Well, I tried a few of these washi tapes, but none of them seem to fit all that well. So I'm going to just do a little bit of watercolor because it's easy and it's right here. And I can get it the color I want. So the color I'm going to use is from Prima Marketing Pastel Dreams. I love this little kit because the the shades are so unusual. And I'm going to use this pale blue. And before I do anything else, I'm going to just test it and see if it's really what I want. And will it stand out? It might not actually. So what I'm going to do then is mix in some cerulean blue, this one. Mix the two of them together because the cerulean will darken it up a little bit. So let's pick up some of that and put them together. Perfect, that's what I want. And I think I'm just going to do, can you still see that? Let me just move this. I'm just going to do some leaves. And then I'll see how it looks and we'll decide if we want to add anything else. Pick up a little bit more paint. Painting on non-watercolor paper is always a bit challenging because you never know quite what you're going to get. The paper can be really absorbent or can be kind of resistant. I think it needs a little bit more something over in here since I put the center kind of there. I like it. I think it works. Put another leaf in here. So while that is drying, I'm going to add a little bit more. I feel like this needs a bit of a frame, so I'm just going to do a fine line around the inside of the edge. I think with this kind of creativity and art, like making journals and whether you call it an art journal or a junk journal or what, you almost can never do too much. I like that. And when this is drier, I'm going to draw some outlines on that as well. Now this little sprig is dry, so I'm just going to put some really loose kind of sketchy lines around it, just so it stands out a little bit better. And I really like this style. The thing about finding your style in art is to do what you like the best. Don't try to copy anyone unless you just love their work and it's what you would choose for yourself. There, see how simple that is? I really like it. Now for this page, I'm going to use some of the paper that I actually dyed with watercolor. If you saw my video last week, I showed you how I did that, or told you that I did that and how it was done. And I'm going to just completely cover this page so that it's all blue, and then I add some embellishments. I thought I would also let you know that this paper is quite crinkly when you first dye it and dry it. So I iron it from the back, the side that I don't really want to be using, but either side is fine. I just use a hot iron with some steam and I just iron it quickly and it flattens right out. Now it's not the same as before it was done. It still has a bit of crinkle to it, but it's not quite so bumpy, which makes it a lot easier to use. I want to use the glue stick on this, so I put some scrap paper underneath because I want to make sure it goes all the way to the edges. I found that some of the wetter glues actually, they're just too wet for the paper on bigger bigger pieces. It's not so big a deal if they're just small, but I'm still kind of experimenting with glues. So if you're an expert at making journals, I would love to know what your take is on glue, and let me know in the comments below what you think would be the best way to go for different glues. And I've heard different kind of reports on which glue sticks are the better ones as well, so please let me know what you think about that. So I'm just going to completely cover up this page. Except for the very edge, because I want to kind of keep that soft deco edge. And I put glue all over it so it's going to stick down really well and it's not going to buckle too much. I found these little labels online and I thought I would use something in this project. I want to stay with the blues. This one's a little bit more green, but I'm just going to cut out around it. Trim it up in a minute. Well, I've cut it out and it looks distinctly green. It looks a lot greener than I want against that. So I'm going to just use this marker and see if we can make it look a lot bluer. Well, it makes it look darker. I think that's okay. Just put a little blue so that it shows in the inside of that dark line as well. It's got a little antique telephone on it. Yeah, it looks a lot more blue when I'm a little bit messier with it. This is one of those Staedtler Mars graphic duo pens with the brush on one end and the hard end on the other. Very handy. Now what I want to do with this is I want to add the date. So I'm going to first do the date, then stick it down. And what I've got here is 2021. What's the date today? I forget. But I know that it's January. I think it's, I had to go look at the calendar. I actually forget what day it is sometimes because just being at home all the time with no schedule except for what you create yourself is a little bit challenging. So first I'm going to try this on a scrap. Always try something on a scrap. Sort of an old-timey look. There, I like that. So I'll just quickly just put this down. And get to the ends without getting too much on my board. Make it nice and straight. I bought these little craft paper tags not that long ago, and I'm going to try one, provided I can get it open. So what I thought I would do is take one of these, and I found this on the internet somewhere and cut those out with my CRICUT machine. So I thought I would put them together, and I have this rickrack which I had in my sewing supplies. So I'm going to tie a little thing on here, and this will give me 3 places to write, or 2 places to write, here, and on the back if I want to, because I'm going to make just a little envelope for it. Perfect match, isn't it? I was poking around in the drawers where I keep sewing stuff. It's just amazing what you collect over the years, and that comes in handy when you need it. So let's pull this through here. cooperate. So there's that little tag, and now I'm taking some of this paper and I'm going to make a little envelope for it here. How deep is that? Okay, it needs to be about like that. And I have these scissors that I want to use. I'm going to fold it so that I can know, so I can cut it straight. Otherwise I'll be trimming and trimming and there won't be anything left. So there's my little pocket, and before I put it onto the page I'm going to add a little embellishment, and this is from my own kit. I wonder if I should do it this way or this way. I think this way is a better fit. So these are from my website, which you will find at Summer Bay Studio. It's the flower and twig embellishments if you're looking for it. Right now you can get $5 off, and there's over 100 pieces, so you might want to take a look at that if you're interested. But I'm just going to cut off part of it and then attach that to the front of the pocket. And then we can do some more painting again. So these colors will tie in here with the blues and the yellows and the pinks, and even in this one, which is not my art by the way, but I love other people's art as well. So I'm going to just add this using a glue stick. I cut this out with CRICUT machine by the way, because it's got some really fine areas, but you don't have to, because you don't have to cut out every little twig. I don't want this to get too glued up. So I'm just going to add here this little embellishment. There, that's pretty. Okay, now we need just a dab of glue for this pocket. Stop it. I'm keeping it close to the edge and just around the edge, that's all. Go nicely right here. Now there's our little pocket, and this little tag can go right in here, so I can use it to put notes on. But before I leave it in there, I'm going to do something else, and that is I'm going to do a little bit more painting here. So I'm going to do something similar to what I did over here, and I'm using the same colors. So there's this pale blue, I'm sorry, but I forget the name of it, and I have the legend around here somewhere, but wait, here it is. Nope, that's not the one. It's this one. Icy Sky. Perfect. That's a perfect name for it. Just stick that in there. Mix some of that. Pick up some cerulean blue from my other palette. Again, that's this one. And mix them together. And, a little bit more of this one. I think that's nice. And I'm just going to do this. As you can see, this is very easy to do. If they don't come out leaf shaped, just paint them. Paint them more leafy shaped. Sometimes mine work and sometimes they don't. Sometimes because I'm just doing them wrong. And a few little flicks here. That one went the wrong direction, but then it doesn't matter. And this isn't watercolor paper, it's just regular copy paper. So I'm going to leave it right like that. Now the watercolor is dry, so I'm going to do the same as I did over here and just go over it with a really fine pen because I really like the look of it. And I think it really enhances it a lot. It's actually just barely dry enough. See how pretty that looks and how easy it is too. It's just one of the things about art is you need to just relax about it because things turn out anyway. It's almost if you try too hard, it gets fussy and unnatural looking. So we'll just finish in here. These really fine lines. There, see how pretty that is? Wow, wow, wow. And how easy it is. I want you to know how easy it is. And now what I'm going to do here is, in this space I'll use it for writing. So I'm using a 05 pigment pen. And I'm not going to try and do calligraphy. I have nice enough handwriting, but I'm not a great calligrapher. And I want to be able to have this be useful. And so I don't want to have to fuss with it for a long time. So all I'm going to do here is write plans, because I have some plans and I'll fill them in later. So then I can just do bullet points here, and I will do that. And things that I want to remember that I don't want to have show, for example, I'll put on a tag like this. In fact, I didn't even make this very straight. So I'll just even it out like that. And here's our little tag with the blue rickrack, which is, I think, is so fun. And there's our book pages. So I don't know about you, but I'm really quite thrilled with them. I'll move my little plant here because it's kind of in the way. Don't need that anymore. So from the top, again, there's the front cover, the inside cover, the door to a new year, and then home and plans. And then next time, we'll do something different. So I hope you'll join me then. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.